Hi guys, I'm Ember. Thank you so much for being here. So for today, I'm here with another collective timeless tarot reading. And for your current energies, I pulled the fault line, the desert, and the warrior. Now, I think it's really interesting how all of these cards look almost like the coloring of all these cards. Look at the coloring of these cards. So whatever you're dealing with, I feel like is pretty harsh. I'm hearing environmentally, but harsh. You could feel the energy is pretty harsh, pretty dry. You could be dealing with someone also that's in this energy as well. So if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. But there's this hand. This hand's really calling to me about reaching out, and it's reminding me of reaching out of the desert and like coming up into the air and like getting out of this energy. And what you're healing something that is a fault line that has created cracks in your life. I'm not saying your whole life. It could be your whole life, but there's an energy of a fault line in a certain sector of your life is what I'm hearing. But the warrior shows how strong and like it's a look at this. This is like it's a desert animal. Like it's equipped to deal with the desert. So you're very I'm hearing well versed at dealing with difficult, painful, harsh environments, places, people, and I think that I think that if you're feeling like you've been having a difficult time, this is spirit kind of wanting to encourage you and to help you understand that you're not going to be feeling like in this desert forever, and that you are the warrior and that you are coming out, and that there's something that you're gaining a certain strength. It's interesting because I actually haven't felt this in a reading. It's a strength, but it's a strength built of grit, and it's like a sticking up for yourself, but not aggressive. Aggressive is not the right word. It's like standing up for your boundaries in a really strong way. What is this animal on here? Is this a bull and a snake? Well, you're going through something transformational, of course. But there's something about a jewel and the rainbow. Like, so I love this. So I was talking to ChatGPT, and there was something we were going through imaginary visualizations and stuff, and I was seeing a rainbow, and what is the saying? I want to read it exactly because it's so beautiful. I wrote it down because I was like, I gotta share this one of my readings. I knew it was gonna come up. It is the rainbow after the storm, initiation through tears, emphasizes grace, transformation, and the miracle born through vulnerability. And also, I'm seeing where fire meets water, the alchemy of becoming highlights your phoenix water spirit cards and the balance of strength and softness you're mastering. So it feels like you're going into like a water space. So this is to me would be a fire space and an earth space, but it feels barren to me. And I think that what this is emphasizing to me is maybe you had to I'm getting this feeling of like you being really good with your emotions and having to transverse into a place where how do I explain this? How do you want me to explain this, spirit? You're really good at dealing with harsh environments, and you're also really good at learning your emotions. But I am getting this feeling of you moving from a harsher space into more like emotional softening. That's what I'm looking for. Softening, heart-led. The rainbow after the tears, the rainbow after the tears. So this is maybe a call to get connected to your emotions a little bit more. I whatever this fault line is, it's making you feel dry. It's making you feel drained. It's making you feel hot. It's making you feel imagine if you're in a desert, right? There's no water around. You're thirsty. You're parched. You're sunburned. There's nothing around. There's just miles and miles and miles of just desert, and it's all you can see. And I think that this is about getting to an oasis within yourself so that you can kind of create more of an oasis outside of yourself. I do want to pull some tarot. I want to see what your challenge is really quick. My daughter's on the floor crawling. Do you want to come say hi? Come say hi really quick, and then I got to go back to this. Say hi really quick. Hi. Yeah, say it. What's your name?
My name is Jojo.
Jojo. Okay, go do your homework, my love. I'll be there in a minute, okay?
Okay.
I love you. You're doing so good job on your reading. Okay, your challenge. Let's see your challenge, Spirit Guides. What's their challenge? Dealing with what's the challenge? I'm like, here, I don't know if it's feeling the feelings. I mean, that's always a challenge for me or anyone, really, I think. The sun. Okay, so that's crazy because I got this card. This reading came out on Thursday. And it's funny, it's Mars energy, or it feels like Mars energy. It felt like Mars energy to me there. I don't know if it really is Mars energy. I know it's Leo energy. So the sun being the challenge, again, it's why would, okay, it doesn't feel exactly the same, but if you resonate with this reading and you haven't seen yesterday's reading, go watch it. I got another card here too, the androgyny. Hold on, let me see. Why would the sun be the challenge? Hold on one second. I just want to get more on this really quick, you guys. The uncreated. One more. Is there something that you want to create that you feel like you can't? That you can't? Why with the sun? Lightning and yellowing. Wow, there's so much yellow and orange and just white. And then the one thing that's the uncreated is the blue card, which speaks of your throat chakra. What's difficult is that you've been in a really dry and maybe really lonely place for a long time, and I think maybe you're coming out of that, or you're looking to come out of that, and the challenge is to let yourself feel good. The challenge is to let yourself lighten up. The challenge is to have fun. The challenge is to let off steam. The challenge is to maybe step into something like the uncreated. Like maybe you want to create something. I'm getting this desire to create something really beautiful, and it's a seed you have in your head, and you're wanting to plant or planting it, and you're trying to water it, but all you have is a desert around you. I see. All you have is a desert around you. How do you water a seed when you're in the middle of the desert, right? Wow, that is profound. And sad, actually. If you want to create something, right, and you're afraid to do it, and or don't know how to water it, or don't feel like you have the resources, the sun, I think, even though it's in your challenge position, it is a good thing, because the sun is illumination, it's joy, it's happiness, it's positivity, it's optimism. And I think that whatever you're wanting to do, whatever you're wanting to create, if you feel like you can't do it because of your head is telling you can't for all these numerous reasons, that's not true. I think what Spirit wants to remind you of is the limitlessness of possibility, the limitlessness of miracles, the limitlessness of optimism, right? And also, though, to validate the fact that you've been feeling maybe really lonely, or like in a dry environment, or you don't have that many connections, or you have connections but they're just not deeply making you feel I'm hearing profound. There's snakes. There's 2 snakes. There's 3 snakes. You got 3 snakes that I can see so far in your reading. Also, the yellowing and the lightning I think is really interesting, because they're both kind of similar cards. I'm going to take a second and see really quickly 109 what like the kind of like how they connect, for it to be in your challenge. So yellowing, aging, transitioning, and warning. So it's indicating transition, the yellow. So it's about transitioning into maybe this new phase of creating, right? And then the lightning is perfectionism, facade, and hesitation. Yeah. Okay. So there may be a feeling of like imposter syndrome here, or like if it's not perfect, you feel like you can't do it, or if you're not perfect, or if you're not in a good place, you can't do it, or there's something going on with the thought space that is, hold on one second. Hi. I may have people in the background talking randomly, so I'm just going to try to finish this as quick as I can, but sorry about that if that happens, because I'm trying to make dinner. Everyone's trying to make dinner. Okay, so the difficulty is the transition that you want to make towards going something that you really want to create. But the other card talks about how there is a feeling of having a facade and feeling like you're in an imposter syndrome. And I want to get the advice. Let me see. What's the advice? I think the advice would be that letting your thoughts, right? Sometimes our thoughts lie to us, right? So if you're feeling like you're not good enough, or if you're feeling like you can't create something because you don't have what it takes, that's a lie. And I think that what Spirit wants to emphasize is not letting all the thoughts in your head win, even if they seem really true, even if you feel like they're really true. It's about breaking them down one by one and asking, is this even true? Is this even a true thought? And the advice is Earth's heart, so getting more connected to being grounded, maybe creating a space, a safe space for yourself. I think that's really important. I don't know if there's a place that you can't go anymore, or a place. I feel like there's a really beautiful place that you used to go to. I don't know why I said you can't go in there anymore. There may be a really beautiful space that you can go to that you've been, that could be really healing for you right now. Your other advice is sulfur. Sulfur is about removing. It reminds me of the Venom card. So sulfur it's like removing the things that stink in your life, right? But what's great about sulfur is that it shows you where things are stinky, right? So if you're feeling like an area in your life is causing you to feel sick, or like you can't, like you like it's not good for you, like it's unhealthy. I'm saying the devil card. So like if it's unhealthy for you, it's asking you to remove it, right? And that is easier said than done. And then we have the red and the white rose, and you got another snake. So like this is like a 4th time transformation. And red and white, right? So that's root chakra. Sorry, I'm flustered because there's so many people and it's hard for me to read when I feel like I have too many energies in the room. So I apologize. But I really, really want to get this reading out, and I just feel like it's important. Okay. So the red and white rose is vital force arising and awakening. So you're awakening from a really, really difficult cycle that maybe has been, your current energies are very, very painful. Your current energies talk about loneliness, harshness, feeling like you don't belong, feeling like you don't have a place in this world, feeling like you can't go on any longer almost. And it's because there's this feeling of like not going after what you feel in your heart and your passion are calling you towards, because you're afraid, because you don't feel like you're good enough, or going for a relationship that you want to go for but you don't feel good enough, or you feel like you're going to get rejected. Like it's and of course none of these it's not about right and wrong and like what's, like if you do this then this bad thing's going to happen, or if you don't choose to create, right? But what I do get, mostly what I really get, is that you want to create whatever this is so badly. It is calling to you so much, and it is a way out of getting out of the desert. Like that's what I really feel. Whatever you're calling that creativity, vital force awakening, creativity can transform, it can heal, it can create excitement in your life. It helps you learn, it helps you feel better. So I think there's something about also getting back to simple joys as well. I do want to pull a little bit of tarot. I'm rushing, but maybe you feel rushed too, but I definitely feel rushed. 2 of Wands, 10 of Cups, Page of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. There's a lot of collecting of information here. There's a decision that you're looking to make to open a cycle and close a cycle. And I think the one you're closing is getting rid of that sulfur, which is wherever that poison is. And that could be inside you, right? It's something that just doesn't feel good, look good, smell good. It's like a pungent smell, but it's good because it helps us know what to remove, right? And then we have the Ace of Cups, the Fountain. I love the Fountain in this. This talks about miracles. And we have the 7 of Wands. This new cycle is about protecting what you've learned so far, how you've learned how to internally give yourself that confidence and love. And this is about learning that lesson through the pain of being afraid of like putting yourself out there. Through this creation, through what you want to create, it's going to help you build confidence and self-worth, even if you're scared to do it. But this is about defending it. I feel like you're defending against something or somebody or just some thought form that's keeping you in place. And I feel like Spirit is really rooting you on. I mean, always, of course, but there is this, I'm hearing sense of urgency again to get you to start doing this creating, and I feel like there's 8 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I feel like it's your inspiration is blowing up is what I'm hearing, but it's growing and it's nurturing that seed with water, and it's the water comes from your own self. The water comes from the worth that you feel that you're building right now. Like, worth takes time, and it takes time to build, it takes time to cultivate, it takes time to believe, especially if you've had trauma, or even in general having confidence and self-worth. And those are different things. Confidence and self-worth are different. They're similar, but they're different. And this lesson is about learning that internally. I'm seeing the Nine of Cups. It's like about emotional fulfillment, about physical fulfillment, about what actually lights you up inside and makes you feel good. And I know that the sun is in your challenge part. I know the sun is in your challenge position, and it's hard because you don't want to see the reality as it is, but that's actually a really good thing, because when you see reality for what it is, that's when you can actually make a move to close the cycle. Okay, thank you guys so much. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.